Welcome to the yoga method and your dynamic yoga flow. Come and join me at the top of your mat or the left end of your mat when you're ready. We begin by closing down the eyes, cultivating the awareness to our bodies, to our breath. Inviting an intention into your heart center. And begin to breathe in and out through the nose, creating a smooth, audible sound. And feeling the upward lift of the pelvic floor, the gentle drawing in of the navel to create the foundation to move and breathe upon. Releasing your hands, opening your eyes, and we'll just move through 2 sun salutation A's. On the inhale, we lift and lengthen. On the exhalation, we bend the knees as much as we need to come into a forward fold, releasing head and shoulders last. On the in-breath, hands to shins or fingertips to floor, flat back extension before we step or hop, and transitioning through chaturanga on our knees or toes, belly strong, elbows tight to the body. We lower to baby cobra or an upward facing dog if we feel ready, before either choosing child's pose or downward facing dog. First down dog of the day, please invite some movement into the body. So rolling out through the hips by pedaling through the heels, gripping with the fingers, pressing length into the arms. And once we do one more breath with movement, I'd love for you to find stillness. So it feels like we're creating an angry cat shape between the shoulder blades. We're gripping with the fingers. We're squeezing the thumbs to the midline. We're spreading through the toes, and we're deliberately squeezing the heels towards the midline. Taking one more full breath as you gaze between your feet or between your knees. And on your next inhalation to the tips of your toes, exhale, bend your knees, look to where you're going, walking or hopping, lifting and lengthening before pouring ourselves into our forward fold. Rise to standing, energize your feet, your legs, your core, press your palms, look to your thumbs, releasing your hands down and around to Samastitihi. Just one more A. Breathe in, find your maximal length, and as you exhale, maintain the lift of your chin until your head is ready to bow to look to your knees. On the in-breath, hands to shins, fingertips to floor, look to the horizon line before we step or hop and ease our way through Chaturanga Dandasana on knees or toes. We energize and open into a baby cobra or an upward facing dog before we move to child's pose or downward facing dog. Stay in stillness, breathe in, breathe out one. Full breath in, get longer. Full breath out, find your strength. Just one more beautiful breath in and out. On the in-breath, we rise to the tips of the toes. The exhalation prepares us before we step or hop, lifting and lengthening on the in-breath, exhaling into your forward fold, rising and shining, extending towards the sky before coming home to our heart center, Samastitihi. So finding chair pose, Utkatasana, bend your knees, reach your hands forward, draw the hands to your heart center, taking a gentle twist towards your right, left elbow landing on the right thigh, gazing to the floor, to the side, or maybe even looking towards the ceiling. Hips lower than the shoulders, press down in order to lift up. Just take one more breath in. And on the exhalation, return, stand tall if you need a little breather, but coming to second side as soon as you're ready. Ease your weight in your heels, so you can test it by lifting your toes. Is the abdominals supporting the back, or the abdominals? And then finding the steadiness of your eyes for 2 more breaths. And on this last inhalation, Finding lightness before the exhale comes home to center, releasing head and shoulders last. On your in-breath, lift your heads, lift your hearts. On your exhalation, bend your knees again. Reach your hands forward, but then take your arms wide, flip the hands and bring the hands into the curve of the lower back. From there, shift all the weight into your right foot and just step your left foot back about 1 meter, 3 feet. Square the pelvis, lift the heart, find an opening through front body before we ease our way into pyramid pose. So finding the heart parallel to the floor. But if you need some support for your back or your hamstrings, just pop the hands on the thigh. So option 1, hands on the thigh. Variation 2, we're parallel to the earth, gripping with the feet, drawing the right hip back. And only if it feels good to your body, you're welcome to bow the chin towards the shin, drawing right hip back, left hip forward as we stay and breathe for 2 more breaths. 1 more full deep breath in and out. On the in-breath, come parallel to the earth, and please slide your left hand to your left thigh. Option 1, we stay right here. Variation 2, we're going to slide down either to the shin, the ankle, or the floor. And then everyone, regardless, is turning the chest towards that thigh. Only taking your right hand skywards if it feels good. Drawing your right hip back, left hip forward as you gaze to the floor, to the side, or maybe if the balance will allow, looking to your top thumb, staying and breathing for 2 more full deep breaths in. 1 more full breath, please. Before returning your eyes, everyone slide your hands to your thigh momentarily as you lift up, grounding into the tips of your fingers, lifting into your left leg, and then please make a little scorpion tail for me when you arrive here safely. Press down into your hands, lift through your hearts, take 1 more deep breath in, and on the exhalation, release the head, release the heart, release the efforts. Bending your knees really deeply. Take your hands forward for a moment. How are the legs? Hands reach, hands flip. Curve of the lower back. Shift the weight to your left foot. Right foot gets light. Step back about 1 meter, hopefully more gracefully than I did. And then lengthen, lift, square the pelvis. Take a breath into a little bit of a back bend shape before you transition to pyramid pose. Option 1, hands support us. Variation 2, the heart stays lifted, the eye gaze is to your left big toe. And variation 3, pour yourself in as deeply as it feels amazing to your body. Grip with your feet, be strong in your legs and your core. Draw your left hip back, right hip forward. Stay and breathe for 2. 1 more full deep breath in and out. We all slide to parallel. We'll bring our hands to our left thigh. And then from there, we're sliding our right hand down towards the thigh, the ankle, or the floor. Left hand can stay in the curve of the back or on the thigh as we turn the heart towards the thigh. Please only reaching skywards if it feels right to your shoulders. And then deliberately square the pelvis again by drawing the left hip back, right hip forward. Gazing to the floor, to the side, or maybe searching for that top hand. Last 2 breaths. 1 more full deep breath in before we return our eyes, bend into our left knee, and we all slide our hands to our thighs for a moment to lift. Send the hands to the top of the mat. Please lift into your right leg and then bend into your right knee. Press the foot towards the ceiling like you're holding the ceiling with your right foot. Last 2 breaths. 1 more full deep breath in before gently releasing the feet, releasing the heads, releasing the hearts. Bend your knees to your Utkatasana. Reach the hands forward. Draw the hands in and let's go back to that twist with our Left elbow finding our right thigh. Shift the weight to the right foot. Lift through your left heel. Please stay there. Or floating the foot into like a stork position for 2 more breaths, please. One more breath in. Leave that leg elevated or your heel elevated. Ground your hands. Send the leg back to a warrior 3 and slowly begin to bend into your right knee, landing the toes at the back of your mat. Stay low with your hands on the earth, or please bend the knees and send your hands high. From there, you're welcome to extend your back leg if that feels good to your body. So wherever you are, just finding the right shape for you for 2 more breaths, please. One more full deep breath in before we charge the leg again. Ground the hands, and we're all going to go through a 3-legged down dog. And just see if you could do a 3-legged vinyasa. So shift forward on the in-breath. Exhaling to lower on knees or toes, then release your right foot. Find your baby cobra or your upward facing dog before lifting up and back, downward facing dog. Breathing in, breathing out. And on the inhale to the tips of your toes, bend your knees, step or hop, lift and lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees to Utkatasana chair pose. Draw the hands to your heart, taking the twist with your right elbow finding your left thigh. Shift the weight into your left foot, lifting through your right heel for variation 1. Variation 2, picking up that foot, staying and breathing for 2. Stay and breathe for 1. And then when you're ready, pardon me, ground the hands and the leg long, finding your warrior 3 before very slowly, gently, mindfully landing in your low lunge for variation 1. And bending your knees and sending your hands high for variation 2. Or charging your back leg long, descending a little bit deeper. So the shape that resonates with your body for 2 more breaths. 1 more, please, before we all retrace our steps and meet here. It's a 3-legged down dog you're transitioning to. And would you like to take a 3-legged chaturanga? You'll shift forward, shoulder stack, descend, release, lift, open, before coming to your downward facing dog. 1 full breath in. 1 full breath out. And on your inhalation to the tips of your toes, bend your knees, look to the top of the mat. Walk or fly, lift and lengthen. Exhaling to let it all go. 1 last time, bend your knees, reach forward, draw the hands in, taking that gentle twist. Taking a moment here just to come to the tips of the toes, balancing on the balls of the feet. 2 breaths remaining. 1 more breath, please, before landing both heels. And then lift through your left heel, option 1. Variation 2, we're coming into that stork. And variation 3, just see if you can lengthen your leg for a moment or 2 before we all meet in a lunge, but we're holding this twisted position. Option 1, you are on the ground with your knee. Variation 2, let's charge that back leg, keep it long. And variation 3, you'll just wiggle your left hand towards the earth and send your right hand high. Strong and straight from head to heel, spreading your wings wide. Doesn't matter which option you've taken, just take 2 more breaths. 1 more breath in before the hands return. We frame the foot, 3-legged down dog, ready? 3-legged chaturanga, take your time, shift forward, knees or toes, release the foot, energize and open before moving up and back to our downward facing dog. 1 full breath in, 1 full breath out, And on your inhalation to the tips of your toes. Exhale, bend your knees. We're ready, set. Walk or hop. Lift and lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Last one. Inhale, hands reach, pull them to the heart. Taking your twist to chair. Option 1, we're staying here together with the feet grounded. Variation 2, just see if you could balance on the balls of the feet, the tips of the toes for 2 more breaths. One more, please, before we land both heels and then lift through our right heel for option 1. Stork pose for variation 2, and a floating low lunge with the toe on the ground. If you're like me, wobbling, wobbling, outtake, no, try again. Lift, lengthen, touch the floor as many times as you need to transition back. And then just see if you could lift for a moment before landing in our twisted lunge. Option 1 on the ground. Variation 2, we're keeping that back leg charging. And variation 3, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Right hand to the earth, left hand to the ceiling. Extension from head to heel, from fingertip to fingertip. Energizing core, energizing right glute for one more deep breath in. Before the hands come back to prayer, release your twist. Take your 3-legged down dog. Transitioning to your 3-legged chaturanga, knees or toes. Energizing and opening into your baby back bend shape or cobra. Before knees land, big toes together, and we completely release the effort. Flood the breath into the body. Noticing places and spaces. One more breath before we move into a little bit of core cultivation. Beautiful crew, when you're ready, we'll shift forward into 4-point kneeling. We'll charge the legs. Variation 1, you'll ground into your left knee and you'll spin onto your left hand. Variation 2, we're splitting our stance. And variation 3, just stacking the feet. So holding statically, please. If movement feels available on your in-breath, knee towards your chest, towards your arm. Exhale to lengthen it. Just do 3 more of those. So if the knee's on the ground, you could do the same position, please. Last 2. One more time. Inhale up before releasing the foot. Listen, side plank for a moment. Drop onto your right forearm. Send your left arm high. Once again, option 1, you could ground into your bottom knee. Breathe in, gazing to the front or to the top hand. 2 breaths remaining. One more breath, please, before we lower onto both forearms. Option 1 on your knees, variation 2 on our toes, and variation 3, we're just doing an alternating knee towards elbow on the out breath, inhaling to return. So exhale to bring that knee forward, inhale to return. Last 5. Reset, take a breather anytime. 4. Reset, belly strong, bum strong. 3. For 2. Hang in there. One more time. Press, pause, release. Child's pose, but this time wrap the arms behind you. Release your head, release your efforts. Stay and breathe. One more breath. Please transition forward into 4-point kneeling before crossing your ankles, sitting back and bringing the legs out front. If the knees don't allow, just swing the legs behind you. We're going to move between boat pose and canoe pose. So when the time is right for you, I'd like for you to have your hands on the floor with your fingertips turned out. Exaggerate the lift of your chest, please. And then take your feet just into your boat pose. Breathe in together. And on your exhalation, lower to your elbows, your forearms. Inhaling to return. So a stepping stone here is just to leave the feet down as we lower to forearms, and then to lift the knees as we come back to boat. So variation 1 will look like this. Variation 2, we're lengthening and then rising. Exhaling to lower, keep the belly drawn in, collarbones broad, inhale to lift. Exhaling to lower, pause and hold. Inhaling to return. Just 2 more as you are. Exhale, lower, quads, hamstrings, glutes. Inhale, lift, and stay and breathe here. So reset the shoulders, open the feet, crisscross for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Draw up, release. Take the arms underneath, tuck the chin, and just roll back. Breathing into your shoulder blades, your middle back, your lower back, and your tailbone. On your next inhalation, lifting through your head before we ease our way over into side plank on the other side. So option 1 when you're ready, right hand is grounded, left hand is high, but we've got the knee on the earth for support with the top leg long. Variation 2, we're splitting the stance. And variation 3, we're stacking the feet. So finding steadiness in your eyes and then deciding whether you could lift that knee again as you breathe in, exhaling to lengthen. Any option is perfect. Inhale, lift. Exhaling to gently release. 3 more as you are. Full breath in. For 2. 1 more time, please. Reach, pause, and hold before we lower to a forearm plank, rolling onto the other side. Option 1, your knee can be on the ground. Variation 2, your feet are split. And variation 3, we can stack the feet again. Press down in order to lift upwards. Strong, steady bodies, resilient, determined minds. 1 more full breath in before we all meet on our forearms in plank position. Option 1 on our knees, variation 2 on our toes, and variation 3 on the out breath, bringing knee towards the tricep. Inhale to return. Exhaling to step forward with the right. Inhale to return. So thinking angry cat between your shoulder blades. Energize your legs, your glutes, your core. 4 more as you are. Last 4. Gently return, reset. Last 3. Return, reset. For 2. 1 more, 1 more, 1 more. And releasing the knees, releasing the efforts. Arms behind you, head surrenders towards the earth. Take 3 breaths here. For 2. And for 1. Ease your way up, coming on to your bottom. And we repeat our boat canoe sequence once more. So option 1, hands on the earth. We'll lift as we breathe into boat pose, and we'll exhale to land the toes and the forearms. Inhaling up, For variation 2, we're lengthening through the legs. Inhale, rise. Exhaling to lower. Keep your collarbones broad. Keep the belly on strong. 4 more as you are. Inhaling up. Exhaling to lower. Ooh, yeah. My canoe, I think, sprung a leak, maybe. It's feeling a little wobbly. Last 2. One more time. Rest anytime you need. If you can stay and hold here, please do. Open the feet, crisscross for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Before bending the knees, helping yourself up. And once again, hug underneath. Breathe in this time to a happy cat feeling. And then exhaling to round through your spine. Just do 2 more of those. Full breath in. Full breath out. Last 2. One more, please. Find the lift, find the length, pausing and holding before releasing back home. Hands come behind us once again, and we're setting up for our reverse tabletop. So variation 1, we will start with the feet on the ground with the chest lifted. And this might be as far as we go today. Option 2, working on lifting towards your full tabletop. So press really dynamically into your feet and into your hands. And then it's all of the muscles in the back of the body that work together to lift us skywards. Variation 3, your left foot will cross over your right knee. And it's still the exact same movement pattern we're working with. But we're just taking it down to 3 points instead of 4 for stability on the earth. So finding the connection to your core as you drive down in order to lift up on the in-breath. Exhaling to slowly control the descent. 4 more, please. Broaden your collarbones. Lift, squeeze before gently coming down. Last 2. Powering strongly into hamstrings and glutes. Slowly lowering. 1 more time. How much openness can you bring to the front of your body before gently, gently lowering? If your foot is not crossed, please do that. And you might need to lower to your forearm in order to be able to cross that foot over. And then from there, option 1, heart open, take a breath in. And on the exhalation, just let the foot tip a little bit. Return to the midline. Variation 2, we're just a little bit more elevated. So a dynamic little mobilization for the hips and lumbar spine as well, for sure, because that's where the rotation's coming from. Exhaling, inhaling. Last 2. 1 more time, please. That gentle, gentle pause and hold here. So your foot might find the ground. Mine's not going to. But the heart's lifted, the shoulders are squared towards the short edge of your mat. And you're breathing into the sensation you're feeling in the outer sweep of your left hip. Last 2 breaths. 1 more, please. Before gently returning to the midline, let's let our legs go long, taking our arms high. Draw the toes back, ease our way into a forward fold. Lift through our hearts as we breathe in, and continuing to look at our big toes as we breathe out. Shoulders away from your ears, nose moving a little closer to your toes as you breathe in. Softening as you breathe out. Feeling the hamstrings lengthening, the back of the hips opening, and spaciousness coming into the lumbar spine. Just 1 more breath. Before we lift our hearts, we lift our heads and ease our way back into our reverse tabletop. So how broad can you be through your chest, your collarbones? and stamp down into the four corners of your feet. On your in-breath, a little lift or a lot. And remembering that every option is equally powerful because we're choosing to honor how our bodies are feeling. Variation 2, it is your right foot crossing over, so exact same movement pattern, but just taking away one pillar of support. Full breath in, hamstrings and glutes working with the abdominals as we gently lower. So through your shoulders, keep the shoulders back and down. Exhaling to gently descend. 4 more, breath in, opening front body, strengthening back body. Exhale to lower. Last 3. Last 2. And lucky last one. Last one's always the best one before we gently, gently lower. So if you have not crossed your leg yet, you might lower to your forearm in order to safely do that. And then finding your variation for rotation with your right foot moving to the left. So variation 1 on the forearms. Variation 2, spine really lifted and long. Full breath out. Full breath in. One side might feel very different than the other. There's 2 more with movement, please. And the next time your right foot moves towards the left, we'll pause and hold. So keep pressing your left knee towards the earth gently, encouraging your right thigh open. And how broad, how light, how spacious can we make the heart space as we stay for 2 more breaths. 1 more full breath in and out. Please return back to the midline. Gently release the feet. Give the legs a shake. And from here, one last little bit of core cultivation by placing the hands on the floor, pointing through the toes. So listen, you're pressing into your hands and you're thinking angry cat, and you're really deliberately scooping up through your tummy. This is variation 1, just that feeling of pressing with the hands, energizing legs. Variation 2, we're doing an alternating lift of the legs. So it's an inhale to lift and an exhale to lower. Sometimes we're just envisioning the legs lifting. They may not move, and that's okay. Keep pressing with your hands. Keep scooping through your belly. Inhale, lift. Exhale to lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale to lower. Final variation, maybe both legs will lift at the same time, but the legs weigh a lot. They're about 60% of our body weight. So please don't be alarmed if you go to lift and nothing moves. As long as we're sending the message, we're creating that neural pathway. And if we keep repeating the pattern and practicing other movements to strengthen our quadriceps, our hip flexors, and our core, this will become available. Last 2. 1 more, please. Oh, and release. Give the legs a shake. Take your legs as wide as your mat will allow, and then just bend your knees momentarily. Please take a hold of your ankles, lift through your heart space for option 1. In variation 2, we'll slide the hands underneath, and please bow your chin towards your chest, looking towards your navel center. Full breath in. Complete breath out. 1 more full breath in and out. On the in-breath, we lift through the chin, we lift through the chest. And then from there, let's just come to our 90-90. Right hand takes your weight, making sure that your right shin's parallel to the short edge of your mat. And then from there, just take a moment to reach either to your knee or beyond your knee. So you're just sliding on a diagonal as far as this feels good to your body. So reach and breathe. Take 2 breaths as you are. One more breath in and out. On your in-breath, reach high. And on your exhalation, now reach for the short edge of your mat. So from the diagonal now, just coming straight. You might want to keep your right hand beside the knee, or it might feel appropriate to reach the arm long, or something in between could be your forearms. So finding the very best option that honors your body as you stay and focus on your breath for 3 more breaths, please. One more. When you're ready, we'll lift through the head, we'll lift through the heart, we'll walk the hands back, and we're just going to do a little bit of dynamic movement. So you'll pick up through your left leg, you'll cross it in front of your right, you'll place your left hand down, and bring your right leg out to the side. So try that again. This time your right leg's in front of your left, your right hand goes down, and you slide that leg out. Left leg in front of right, ground through the left, bring the right leg out. So going slowly, or maybe increasing the tempo, but we're just moving dynamically through this 90-90 shape. If you don't feel like you need your hands at all for support, you're welcome to take them off the earth. And if you'd like to add a little bow into that movement pattern, so just to play with this shape, don't take anything too seriously. Approaching movement just with curiosity, a little bit of childlike playfulness. Taking one more, please. And then we're going to pause and hold. It's almost time for you. You could come back here or over here. Okay, or right in the middle. So you guys are going to ground into your left hand. And then you'll reach on a diagonal if your Labradors will allow. So we're staying with our heads bowed. Just feeling, I'm hoping, some beautiful sensation through the back of your right hip and maybe through the front of your right hip. Last 3 breaths. My supervisors arrived. Last 2. One more breath, please, before we lift upwards. And then we're going to reach forward instead. So option 1, we might look like this. Variation 2, coming down to your forearms. And variation 3, you could reach your arms long, or you could continue to scratch ears, wherever you are. Just loving what he is, as Byron Katie would tell us. Loving what he is, rather than resisting what he is. Taking 2 more breaths as you are. One more full deep breath in and out. We're going to rise out of whichever position we took. We'll bring our legs around. We're going to encourage Sky to come over onto this side. You guys are going to roll down onto your back. Keep coming. Keep coming. Oh, you're doing so good. Apparently we're ending class here. Not quite yet. Just over here. Just a few more minutes. Okay. We'll do Shavasana with Sky. So laying onto your backs when the time is right. May I have another inch? Thank you so much. And we are meant to do just a bridge pose, hey? So please walk your feet in, touch your heels to make sure your feet are equal. And then lift your head momentarily to check that your hips and your knees are aligned. Option 1, we're going to lift with both feet on the ground. And variation 2, I'd like for you to pick up through your right knee. Take a breath in together. And on your exhalation, sending that leg about a 45 angle. Inhaling to return knee towards your chest. Exhaling to lengthen. Really press into the back body. Inhale to return. Let's just do 3 more. Exhaling to lengthen. Keep your pelvis as level as you can. Inhale to return. Last 2. One more time. Lengthening, pausing and holding before returning the knee and grounding through the right foot. Square the pelvis, lifting through the left side as we breathe in together. And on the exhalation, lengthening through that leg, inhale out. Full breath in, knee over chest. Exhale, stable through the pelvis. Full breath in. Feel your right foot, your right hamstring, your right glute. Exhaling to lengthen. Last 2. Full breath in. Full breath out. One more time. Full, strong breath in before releasing our feet to the earth and releasing our efforts. Finding a bolster or finding a Labrador to just support your knees or not in our Shavasana. I would love for you just to take 2 more breaths here before we do our happy baby pose. And when you're ready, beautiful crew, hug your knees towards your chest. Taking a moment to gently, gently rock the body from side to side. And then pausing to separate the knees, stand on the ceiling, holding on to your knees, your calves, or your feet. I have a feeling if I let go of her, she's going to move. So I'm going to keep one hand on sky. You'll be holding on to both feet. So your chin is in, your knees are drawing towards your chest. You could stay stationary, or you could invite some gentle movement. Let's test my theory. What happens if I move my hand? So gentle, gentle sway. Releasing any tension remaining in your lower back, any tension remaining in the sacrum, the hamstrings, the inner thighs. Just one more breath with movement. And then please find your stillness before grounding into your feet and then lengthening your legs for your version of Shavasana. Let the back of your body melt into the earth. Let the front of your body open and be receptive to all the goodness, all the gifts, all the richness, all the love that life has to offer. With your eyes closed and your breath smooth and deep, we always pause just to celebrate the fact that we stepped onto our yoga mats. Consistency of practice doesn't mean that you do a dynamic, hard Vinyasa flow every day. It just means we step onto our mats, we take a couple mindful breaths, and any time we spend on our mats is a practice. Showing up for ourselves, honoring and respecting how our bodies are feeling on that particular day. So allow the earth to hold you. Allow your breath to slow down. And with every exhalation, invite more softness, more surrender, more stillness into your being. Last 3 breaths as you are. For 2. And when you are ready, you'll begin to deepen your breath, expanding the breath to expand your awareness, peeling the outer edges of your body, and just begin to move mindfully, gently through your fingers, your toes, your hands, your feet, your wrists, your ankles. And only if it feels good for you, take your arms overhead, a full big body yawn from fingertip to toe. Before sliding your arms down, bending your knees one at a time, gathering your knees to your chest, to your heart. We hug ourselves lovingly. We rock our bodies gently before we roll lightly to the right-hand side, just lingering for one breath before we rise to a seated position, please. Coming into any position that feels comfortable to you. Finding the lift and the length of your spine. As we allow the shoulders to slide away from our ears. Our breath continues to be smooth and deep, anchoring us within our own bodies, within this moment. And then please bring your hands to heart center, Anjali Mudra. Reconnect with your intention if you set one. Before closing our practice with a bow. Namaste. We hope you enjoyed this Labrador-driven practice, and we hope that you'll come and practice with us again soon. From our hearts to yours, namaste. Oh, you're a silly Billy.